This week I had the Newbery Award winner Moon Over Manifest. It's written by Claire Vanderpool and it is done by Dell Publishing and it was done in 2010. It is contemporary realistic fiction as it's something that could have happened but did not actually happen because there's no historical link to it. This book is 370 pages and it's actually for the age group 8 to 12. This story tells a little bit of a girl named Abilene who's living in 1936. Her and her father travel on trains pretty regularly, and he actually drops her off in the town that he grew up in called Manifest. It's in Kansas. And throughout that journey, she finds a couple of friends, and they find some clues hidden under some floorboards and a cigar box that talk a little bit about the past of her father in 1918 and what he went through, along with working a job that is super not appropriate for a 12-year-old. Throughout that, she finds out more about her past, her family's past, and about the little town that she's currently living in. Some of that stuff is a little rough, as well as like her bumping into somebody who talks about spirits because she had to pay back some debt because she broke a pot one of the nights they were wandering around. Throughout that experience, she learns a little bit more about the past of the town as well as the past of her father. I think that this story is super important for students to read because it shows a perspective of a small town. A lot of students may be living in a small town and they may be able to relate to that very personally. This story also can be related to because of the family aspect of it, being as the theme is family. She talks a lot about her family, and that'll be great for students because they need to reflect on where they come from and who they are because of that. I think it's also super important because it talks a lot about World War I and trench warfare there, and because they are at a very young age while reading this, it's a very heavy topic, and maybe reading it through literature would be a greater way to do that. Along with that, I think this book relates very heavily to Caddy Woodlawn, which is also a Newbery Award winner. It is written by Carol Rye Brink. This story is very similar because it tells of a little girl who is actually wandering around a town she's in as well, looking for clues to some of her past and the past of their town as well. I think a good activity for this book would be for students to do a family tree. What they do is take the assignment home and interview both their parents and great-grandparents and grandparents as well. They learn a little bit about their nationality and who they are, where they came from, because the theme of the book is family, and that would be a great way for them to learn a little bit about their own family.